Once upon a time, in the righteous corners of hip-hop, there stood a man, a self-proclaimed watchman, a cultural gatekeeper, a soldier of the 5% nation. But like many elders in the culture, he lived long enough to see himself become the villain. This is the rise and fall of Lord Jamar.
I'm from the twin, same hood, same friends, that's if you're looking for me. But if them laws looking for me, that's a different story, ayy.
Yo, what's good, gang? You know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Gains, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Go ahead, hit that like button for me as you come on in. Drop a comment down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this video. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, because we going up, you dig? We on our way to 5,000 subscribers, so if you want to help us get there, just tap that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell. But let's take it back, way back. Before the YouTube thumbnails, before the woke hot takes, Lord Jamar was just 1/3 of the legendary Brand Nubian, the conscious militant rap group that looked like they did push-ups and read Supreme Mathematics before breakfast. But he wasn't just rapping bars, he was dropping degrees. A high school dropout who failed the 9th grade, yet somehow walked around like Morpheus with a kufi.
Only one got control, wherever they roll. From North Pole to South Pole, ice cold with a vice hole on all crime. They're getting paid even if the shit is small time. All your dimes will get took. Then watch them slang them things, cause they nothing but a gang of crooks. Things look like they'll be here for a while. Mommy and daddy better fear for their child, cause they style is not just making the fast chickens, they also into murder and ass kickings.
With his 5% Nation affiliation, Lord Jamar carried that aura of street wisdom. Like your uncle who got locked up in '98, but came back and called everybody God. Peace to the gods.
Peace. My name is Lord Jamar Law. It's the God-born justice.
Peace.
It's the God of Law B.
Peace.
We here at 2122 7th Avenue, the home of the nation of gods and earths, the law school in Mecca. And this is where it happened. This is where it started.
Fast forward to the late 2000s and Lord Jamar discovers his true stage, VladTV. Yep, DJ Vlad, the federal agent of hip-hop interviews. He became Vlad's official hot take dispenser. Called out the effeminization of hip-hop, men wearing dresses. That ain't God body, that's God awful.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know, how do you feel when Kanye rocked the skirt?
Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, that's not hip hop to me. You understand what I'm saying? That really has no place in hip hop. And the only reason why an individual would do something like that is purely out of ego, arrogance, and lack of knowledge of themselves.
Made headlines when he said Eminem was a guest in the house of hip hop.
So we decide. So when you got people coming up, oh, Eminem is the GOAT, he sold more records. We're like, real hip hop motherfuckers don't care about record sales. Like, MC Hammer was selling mad records, Vanilla Ice was selling mad records.
Right.
Like, that is not the criteria of what makes you good. And at the end of the day, you're not gonna hijack this shit from us and tell us who we with.
Right.
And when M tried to respond, Jamar dapped himself up on there like he won the fight. He was that uncle at the cookout who you don't always agree with, but you let him rock out because he's from that era. And then came the dynamic duo that nobody asked for, but everybody secretly enjoyed, Lord Jamar and Godfrey. Together on the VladTV podcast, they were like Goku and Vegeta, if Vegeta only ranted about emasculation and Goku just wanted to do stand-up. Godfrey brought the laughs, Jamar brought the tired hotel lobby energy, but it worked, and for a minute. Watching Jamar and Godfrey talk about rap was like watching a TED Talk and a Dev Comedy Jam set collide in traffic. But then Vlad made the mistake of all mistakes, disrespecting Minister Farrakhan. And just like that, the drip godfather of righteousness flipped the kufi. Jamar led the charge on Boycott Vlad. Godfrey joined in, Twitter was lit, memes flew, and conscious YouTube is unified like Voltron for 48 hours.
And he said that, and I
knew
go,
it was freaking.
So it got to a point where we tried to give him the easy way.
Yes, we did.
And he didn't want that. And he was like, well, yo, fuck that. he still said negative shit about Jewish people. You know, basically, I'm not fucking with him. And so then it was like, so then I came at him with the gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie.
As you should.
I'm like, yo, bro, if you don't apologize, bro, like not like really now it's I said something to the effect of now it's time, it's past the point of even asking anymore.
Yeah, right.
I said, bro, you need to apologize.
Period.
If you don't apologize, we not with you no more.
Vlad gotta go, man. How dare you paraphrase the minister incorrectly, Vlad?
Farrakhan said, all Muslims should pick up the rock of truth, like we do in Mecca. We pick up the rock of truth and we throw it at Satan. We throw it at falsehood.
Yeah.
He said, we don't throw to harm anybody. He was a metaphor. So Vlad interpreted it as, oh, just throw rocks at Jews, which wasn't the truth. He lied, you know? And I looked and I said, Vlad, and me and Lord Jamar literally talked to him and said, man, he didn't say that, dude. And you just misquoted him. The Jewish community already doesn't like Farrakhan. So you adding to the fire like that, that's not cool, bro.
He said, well, I'm not going to be
bullied.
I'm not going to be bullied into.
Yeah. Oh, he did that. Their black aggression.
Bullied into apologizing.
See, the black aggression wasn't working for him because he usually have aggression when brothers are telling on each other. You know,
he loves that.
Now, this is where the myth of Lord Jamar the Wise really started to crumble like cheap incense at the dollar store. Let's rewind. At this point in his online elder era, Jamar had pivoted from calling out cultural erosion to questioning the shape of the planet. Yep, he was fully in his flat earth bag. Not just suspicious, cocky. He was saying things like he'll debate Neil deGrasse Tyson on flat earth theory. You know, he'll destroy him, claiming he got knowledge from the ancients.
Black Neil deGrasse. I don't respect Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You don't respect Neil deGrasse?
No, I would debate him in a minute.
Really?
Absolutely.
Damn.
He's an actor. He has a SAG.
He was out here talking like he had Pythagoras on speed dial. But Neil didn't show up. Instead, Godfrey, the comedy sniper, said, I bet, you want to debate? I got somebody for you. And he brought in a YouTuber named Professor Dave. Now, Professor Dave walked onto this stream like a teacher who actually knows the lesson plan. And what followed was a certified digital demolition. Jamar went from the wise elder to a Facebook uncle who just discovered Wi-Fi. And I mean, it was bad. Jamar wasn't debating. He was just repeating buzzwords he picked up from YouTube conspiracy rabbit holes like he just binge watched 19 hours of ancient astronaut theory exposed. And when the facts got too heavy, Jamar did what every man with no receipts does. He started name calling.
Even though my volume was dramatically lower than theirs, even though he was talking over me constantly, even though there was barely any attempt by Godfrey to moderate him so that I could get equal speaking time, I still took a big steamy dump all over him and made him look dumber than rocks in front of his own audience. Things accelerate towards the Earth. Density is a scalar, it's not a force. It can't make things move. Buoyancy, there's a buoyant force, but it has gravity in the equation. Buoyancy only exists when gravity exists.
When gravity, the secret sauce.
Here's the problem with your density bullshit. You think that things fall down because the air is less dense. The air is less dense above the object too. So why don't things fall up? Can you explain that to me?
Fall up, you asshole.
What
Bubbles go up, you stupid. Fucking evaporation goes up, you kid. Like, what the are you talking about?
That's
like,
not a. That's because there's wind.
Because it's lighter than the fucking density it's in.
Doesn't a bubble?
How can
doesn't
a fly defy gravity?
Fall?
How can a tadpole defy gravity? You shithead.
Tadpole defy gravity? What the?
Yes. How does anything swim through? If gravity is holding down oceans that are tons of of force, how does anything swim through the ocean? How do you lift your legs off the ground?
He went from God body to just bodied. Godfrey just sat there quietly, holding in his laughter like a kid in church. But Lord Jamar didn't just take his L. He held on to it like a grudge. And instead of just admitting he got out-debated, he turned on Godfrey. He accused Godfrey of setting him up, said the whole debate felt like a hit job, and even floated around the idea that someone might have spiked his drink and his blunt to throw him off. Yep, Lord Jamar went from flat earth to full-blown paranoia.
Y'all saw the bullshit that happened on Godfrey's show with, you know, the fake professor. And I'm going to tell you, I can't get too much into detail about this right now because I think there's some things going on. But all I can say is I apologize for the poor showing. To all my flat earth people out there, this changes nothing. Although I know I made myself look bad from being out of sorts for many different reasons that I can't necessarily get into at this moment. But I definitely was not myself that night. And I thought certain people were my friend, you know, and you don't want to believe that your friends would do certain things, but yeah, it's definitely possible. But yeah, I was just not in my right state of mind. I apologize for allowing y'all to see me lose my cool. Yeah, that's what happened. I lost my cool. I let this sucker bitch, you know, pull me into some shit. You know, there's a guy on the show that used to be an ex-pimp, you know. Since he couldn't best me the last time, he did what a pimp does, and he got a bitch to do his dirty work. And that's what happened. Godfrey didn't sell you out. You asked for a debate. That wasn't a debate, though. That was a setup. Like, that was usually in the debate you have somebody who's neutral. You know what I mean? Yeah, but everybody in that room was in on some shit. They were conspiring, and it's all good. We're gonna deal with it. Peace, Lord. I think Godfrey set you up because he knew it would go viral. Yes, people are very desperate for attention, and you know, they want to get their thing popping, and it's a shame that people that, you know, you thought you could trust would sell you out for a couple of views. Well,
check this out.
Congratulations. I hope you're happy.
He went from conscious OG to sounding like a washed ex-rapper backstage at Drink Champs blaming Invisible Ops for his bad freestyle. It was bad. The Godcast crumbled. The comedic chemistry, gone. The righteous front, shattered. Just another friendship sacrificed at the altar of fragile egos and YouTube comments.
I have no beef with Lord Jamar. He thinks we set him up with that stupid interview because the earth is a shape. It's f***ing dumb. I don't give a fuck if the earth is parallelogram. It doesn't affect me going from here to there. If I felt it, I go, oh shit, they're right. I don't give a f***.
But this is
I just wanted to see a debate.
Yeah,
you took the L. You took the L and you couldn't take the L. And then you said niggas drugged you. Nobody drugged you. I called him up and I said, yo, if this is what you think, I want to be clear. I called him up. We texted back and forth. I can show you the text. I was like, I would have never done that. The same way I bought you a 12.
You smoked the same thing he smoked?
Of course. What, you think I gave him a separate weed from me?
I'm just asking.
He said he was out of sorts because
what the fuck was in this drink.
And then he said,
yo, the earth is flat.
Check it out.
The earth is flat. I don't know what's in this drink.
The earth better be round with him. How much I paid for that McAllen?
And then he said, yo, I think Godfrey is going to go back on Vlad. Watch. He's not going to do it because I brought it up. When the f did I say I was going to go back on Vlad? I don't even have a beef with Vlad.
This is a point to discredit you. That's all it is.
I know, but it's corny.
But it's lies.
But I said I would address it. I didn't want to watch this shit in the first place.
You told me that.
I was like, what for?
Hold on. Let me say this to the world.
Wait, no.
They didn't even know it existed. I called Godfrey and say, yo, I watched Lord Jamar last night. He went, you said, I'm not even watching that shit.
I don't want to watch. It's because it's like, how old are we? This is like bitch shit. I'm sorry. It's bitch made shit.
But the real kicker, the plot twist that deserves an Oscar nomination, Lord Jamar went back to Vlad TV. After all that boycotting, all that smoke, all the I stand on principle speeches, he circled the block like a confused Lyft driver. Let the record show, he was the one who said Godfrey would sell out first. Jamar basically pulled the classic, I don't mess with her no more, bro, then slid back in the DMs 5 months later. He said Godfrey would fold. He said Vlad was culture vulture #1. And yet, there he was, on camera again, in full HD, sipping on hypocrisy like it was alkaline water. So what happened to Lord Jamar? Maybe he got tired of yelling at the clouds. Maybe YouTube bag just hits different these days. Maybe wisdom has an expiration date. Whatever the case, Lord Jamar went from God-body guardian of the culture to a walking contradiction in Team Jordans. A man who once policed hip-hop like a mall cop in a kufi, now back on the same platform he called a trap for black voices. From righteous to reckless, from wise to whack, from culture gatekeeper to culture clickbait. Hit that like button if you've ever been betrayed by your favorite conscious uncle. Drop a comment if you're still trying to figure out if the earth is flat or if Jamar's career is. And subscribe for more digital documentaries, breakdowns, and culture convos. That's all I got for y'all in this one. Don't forget to like me in the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video. And until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gap 2Ks. Oh yeah, and don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out.
Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all about the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge, cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who don't like the smoke and get gone off a cone, but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest pen verse and it blow up. But we got some recognition from a nigga, so what? We be walking down the street, get peeps like they know us. Now bitches in the sheets, but the freak on the meat skis, keep grab their feet. Hell yeah, make them toe touch. You know what? I go nuts, but yet I'm steady focused. Probably from the biomass flower, no lotus. I can't even think how many trees when it's smoked up. Whatever the number, gonna fuss, you'll need a tow truck. Getting shit across the seas with ease, put a boat up. That's no lie, baby girl, no joking. Shorty said she can't swim, I'm behind the back stroking. Do it for the love of buzz, stuff a blunt, make it swell and make your fucking chest open.